Hello. Hey, I was wiping the lens off. I was doing last second QA, quality assurance on the channel. So you caught me. It went live right as I did that. Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. I'm a minute early. So that's okay with you. I hope you get an extra money's worth in the live tonight. It's going to be a good live because I got this. I got what's in this bucket. It's going to be a good live for me. I might not remember most of it, but don't we all just want to forgive and forget? Hello, Mark, Jason. Good to see you. It has been a while. I'm glad you're here. Phil, Brandon, Kevin, Books, Jason. Good to see you, Mike. Christopher Einar, good to see you. Greetings and salutations, bright and early. Sometimes Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. likes to come in, wander in fashionably late. He's got his big, his big pimp robe on. He comes in the door, he throws it on the floor. He says, "Greetings and salutations, my people." And then that's what he does. He likes to do that. And I'm moving the chair around. QA, well into the show. I'm going to be adjusting myself all evening. That's what the quality content you've come to expect is Jeff adjusting himself all evening long. Good to see you. And Jason JJ Murphy, condolences to you. I'm so sorry. I feel really bad for you after that Super Bowl. It ended. If any of you watched the game, it was a slaughter. It was a bloodbath, and the score doesn't reflect it. If you're just like woke up the next day and you're like 40-20, oh, it's probably neck and neck. And then at some point, the Eagles took off and left the Chiefs in the dust. You might get that impression. You're like, "Ooh, that's a tough one." They probably just like boom, boom. It went for a battle, and then the Eagles just outlasted them. No. Those 20 points that the Chiefs got were all, it wasn't garbage time, but they were basically, the game was just out of control. There was no way they were going to win. And it's sort of like, you want to go back to Kansas City with some respect, with some dignity. Let's make it like it could have ended probably 40-0 or 40-6. But it was sort of like, okay, yeah, and Patrick Mahomes did a couple of good plays late in the game when it never even mattered. That was a total mismatched. Wow. Oh, but I did feel bad. And not having watched like zero football all year, being sore because the Titans suck so bad. And moving from Chicago where the Bears, they had a history of sucking. I was so disenfranchised, but we watched the entire Super Bowl. I'm like, I'm going to watch the big game. And, wow, I really pitied. I felt my heart was breaking. Like, how do you get to the big dance and then you suck so bad you're not the Bears? Like, how did you get there? And that could play into the whole refs fixing the games and stuff, but whatever. I don't know. I didn't watch enough football, and you know what? I'm not Tom Brady, so I can't commentate. I don't like him as a commentator either. But anyway, whatever. Hey, yo, Tim's here. Good to see you. And number one, too. Good to see you. And it all depends on what you're adjusting. What's up, Dave? Hey, Barron's good to see you, Barron. Good to see you. What's up? It was an awesome game. Can we all just agree the T Swift boos were the highlight of the night? Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of fun because I think that it's like, it feels like, you're going to ruin the game. You totally, and they were on her from the beginning. I think during halftime, she wrote the breakup song. I think that's what she was doing. She's like, "Oh, hell no, I'm not going down in flames over this thing." And she wrote the breakup song during the halftime. And, I was a super fool. Maybe she'll call it that. I don't know. Whatever. She's going to work super into it. So we know it's about Travis. I appreciate it, but we're doing okay here, crying in our 3 trophies from the last 5 years. Yeah, see? You can do that. They couldn't get the three-peat though. Stuffed. Um, it was very un-Philly like for Philly to not just wreck them and run up the score. You think so? Because at one point, the game was just far gone. Like it was 24 to nothing, and in the first half, and then at some point in the second half, I don't remember when it actually happened. It's a blur. But Jalen Hurts threw that bomb, and I remember Tom Brady was commenting. He was like, "All right, we're going to see a lot of time clock management now because they have such a commanding lead. All they have to do is run the clock down. So it's going to be handoff, get the first down, hand off some more, just run, just eat that clock." And as soon as Tom Brady said that, Jalen threw that bomb. Was it a 60-yard, 50-yard pass, touchdown pass to Dotson, I think? That was amazing. And I'm like, I was laughing and crying because I'm like, this is just like The Simpsons where Homer Simpson's beating the Hamburglar to death. And the kid says, "Hey, stop, he's already dead." I'm like, the Chiefs are dead on the field. They're getting the chalk, they're drawing the chalk outlines, which nobody really does, but it's fun to think about. And they're already taking, they got the little forensic stuff on the field. That's not a yellow flag. That's a little number showing where a body part landed because the team got blowed up. And he still threw that 50-yard pass. It was great football. That was just amazing. And I'm like, wow, I even told Jill, I go, that was just straight up abuse. They were defiling a corpse at that point. And I was kind of there for it. I was, you know, Taylor Swift will be dancing at the next Kendrick Lamar concert because they got Serena Williams. If you don't know, Serena Williams came out and did the Crip Walk. I saw other YouTube videos censoring that. So should I have not said Crip Walk? Bloods, Crips, gangs, I don't know. And she's apparently an ex of Drake. So it was basically take the stage and just gut Drake. The commercials were shit. Sorry. Almost all the commercials, everybody, people, especially in marketing, watch the Super Bowl for the commercials. They were all shit. All garbage. I couldn't believe how stupid the commercials were. I'm like, is this where we're at? Has America, has everybody been dumbed down so much due to TikTok, social media, the Jeff word, that this is what we get? This is the creative output. This is like the time to shine, like you come out with the best commercials, and then they get Harrison Ford with his little three hanky weeper. Oh, right in my life. This is my life. This is my pledge, or whatever it was for Jeep. I like my Jeep. Well, good for you, Harrison Ford, even though I'm a Ford. Oh, what a zinger at the end of a completely pointless commercial. Just a real disappointment. I blame the refs. Good evening, Iron Man. It's good to see you. I do wish we lost to the Lions, though. That's funny. Ron's here. Eagles hasn't mattered to me since Jerome Brown and Reggie White killed every QB that dared to face them. That's funny. Yo, Mitch is here. Mitch of Rapture Publishing. He has some news to share, and I have them in the lineup. I have them to talk about. I was going to talk about them. Jesse, good to see you. Jeff, I was set with the Fantasia Press of Third Rule, but you reminded me of the Broken Binding edition. I ordered both to support Philip, and because you claim this to be his best book yet, a claim, I will double, triple, quadruple down. I mean, it's not a claim. It's a statement of fact. It is, in my opinions, our opinions are whatever. And if somebody came up to me and said, Child Lone Strangers is his best book, it's not like I'd be like, you're out of your mind. Okay. I see. I think Third Rule of Time Travel hit just a sweet spot for me. Just like perfect. And I don't know. It has another gear that or another level to it. I think just because I think Beth is such a great character. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It could have been the mood I was in when I read it. I'm going to reread it though in several versions at the same time. um Reggie White, Minister of Defense. He was a senior when I was a freshman at University of Tennessee, so got to see him play that long ago. Wow. The Peyton Manning Memorial Drive. Yeah, after that absolute dagger he threw, I thought for sure they would just go berserk on them. I think they were. I will say, here's the funny thing. It was like a last minute and a half of play. The score was 40-20. Mahomes had the ball. The Chiefs had the ball. And they showed Jalen Hurts on the sideline pacing like he was nervous. His face was set and he was like nervous. I'm like, do you think they're going to get 3 touchdowns in a minute and a half? He should be high-fiving everybody, laughing, hugging his teammate, congratulating each other, at that time because it was definitely won. And then was it a fumble? However it ended the game. It was a really bad end of the game. And the Eagles took the ball, took possession again. And then he started smiling because he's like, we're 3 knees away from a Super Bowl victory. And then he was like happy and relaxed. And I'm like, wow, that is some intensity. Like he thought the game ain't over until it's over. Until we get that ball back, I'm not going to let my guard down. And I guess that's a true warrior champion attitude. Like, is the game over? Because I'm not going to smile till this is won. And I had a lot of respect for that. But yeah, that was interesting. The Philly mayor called them at halftime and said, ease up on the Kansas City beating. The city was running low on traffic signal poles being torn down. I cannot verify that as fact. Excellent choices, sir. I also secured both editions, which are still available right now from PP and BB. Oh, the seal was kind of funny. Producer Jill didn't like it at all. And I'm like, they put Seal's face on a seal. And she's like, dude, if you're impressed by that, like, that is sad. And I guess it was because it was kind of novel at that point, a little glimmer of something at least interesting. The Red Bull commercial was just completely stupid. The Penguins, there was, oh my God, nothing good. Lousy commercials is so true. Yes. Yeah, commercials were garbage. Didn't like any commercials, muted halftime, but enjoyed the game. We did not mute halftime. We watched it. I thought it was interesting. I did like the choreography. I did like the stripped down take. Usually halftime shows are big and flashy and overdone and blah, blah, blah. This felt a little stripped down. I mean, there was a big numbers, a lot of choreography. I thought it was interesting. I know nothing of Kendrick Lamar. I did hear the diss track on the radio once. And I'm like, who is this old man bitching? Because that's what it felt like to me. He's like, he's got that voice. Sounds like an old man telling kids to get off his lawn. And they're like, Dad, that's Kendrick Lamar. This is the diss track. He's owning Drake right now. So, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. It was interesting. I'm not going to say as a metalhead who doesn't like lip syncing and I want to see the band and I think I need to see where's the music coming from other than a speaker. Yeah, it lacked the musicianship that I like to see, but I'm not the target probably. So, good evening, Lance. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, now David Malchaski's here. Good to see you. The last Fracassi I read is usually my favorite. That's also a good rule of thumb. Chow Alone is the best horror so far, but third rule may be the best sci-fi. It is. Also stoked to pick up an Levidian mystery walk. I like the Sloth Coors Light commercial. I did not, and I'll tell you why, because that was the joke was in that animated movie where the fox was trying to clear his name. I forgot the name of that. What was the name of that movie? Anybody in the studio tonight? The animal movie where the sloth is at the DMV. DreamWorks, some garbage. And the fox and the animal and the lion and there's the government trying to cover some shit up. Like I've seen that movie before, but Zootopia, yes, Zootopia. hmm I'm sure, Mitch, you liked the sloth one because it reminded you of a cartoon. You're only 2. Seal Steel gave me heavy ick in Uncanny Valley. I know, and I think that's why I'm like, at least that left an impression. I can't even tell you these other commercials because they didn't leave. That's the thing; they were not good, effective. They didn't leave a mark. God, I love Kendrick so much. He's my favorite rapper, so I really loved Halftime. Okay, that's cool. Good. I'm glad. My favorite rapper is also from Compton. Easy E. Easy. Eric Easy E. Wright. Rest in peace. NWA. I read Fracassi and a Tyler Jones this year, and I just finished a 3rd book by an author I won't name. May or may not rhyme with Hans. And I was so disappointed. May not rhyme with Hans. Who is that? 3rd book by an author I won't name. Hans? Franz? I don't know. Swan Song is gorgeous. Got mine. We're going to talk about that. Made me really appreciate the rewrites and polish that most authors we talk about. Oh, yes. I also find the works of Mr. Hans underwhelming. Who the hell? What are you talking about? I don't know. I've always too much flying facial hair. Huh? I've always disliked Drake since Degrassi, and I think that halftime show was whack as hell. Is that good or bad, Jesse? I don't know. I don't know no lingo anymore. I couldn't believe Mallerman had a blurb on the cover. Hans. Oh, duh. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I know. Yeah. Ugh. Not my bag, man. Not my bag. Jonathan Hans is not my bag. My favorite rapper has 2 peanut butter cups in it. That is cute. I agree with that. That is cute. Okay. Let's check in with your Magic Duff Bucket. This is the real halftime show. Not that we're halfway through the show, but yeah, this is the Jeff Ward Stout. Miraculously, I have this one and one more out of a pack of 3 that I got recently. Is that something? The willpower, I'm not going to flex. I need to hit the weights. Time to hit the weights. I was watching Tim from It's Terrific, and I'm like, yeah, that reminds me. I got to hit the weights, man. Got to get back in there. I got to vow a New Year's resolution to get my benching up. Right now, I'll go in there. I'll throw 170 on there right now. Do it 10 times. No problem. No, you don't believe me? Could someone carry the laptop into the garage? We're not going to do it, but I could, which isn't really much. But I'm an old man too, so 170 pounds. What is seemed like I was the same 3 companies that I can no longer remember. Well done, guys. Yeah. Mitch, I'm surprised that you have a favorite rapper. I like certain hip hop. Tribe Forever, a Tribe Called Quest. Is that what I'm thinking? I don't know. Which one did you read? Maybe it was just that the book didn't do it for me. I still have Marla on the TBR. I generally trust Paul Miller's curation. Yeah, Marla was a 3-star read, but not a book I needed to keep. I actually rehomed both the signed ARC and the hardcover I bought. I rehomed both for good reasons. Very good reasons. My favorite rappers are the Quiznos rodents. The Sponge Monkeys. Were not rap. The Sponge Monkeys were not rap. See, that's to me, that's a brilliant commercial. You say Quiznos rodents, and I say Sponge Monkeys, and I could almost sing the song. We love the subs because they good to us. Warm and toasty. Boom, I'm right there. The Sponge Monkeys. And that is effective marketing. Not everybody's going to like it. A lot of people were turned off by the Sponge Monkeys. I loved the bold choice for a restaurant company to pick something that looked like roadkill to be the mascots. To me, that was brave, bold. I actually ate from Quiznos after those commercials. And then they dropped them, and I dropped Quiznos. My portfolio contains no Quiznos stock. Tribe is phenomenal. I'll stick to my stoner metal. Hell yeah, you will. I had Angel of Death by Slayer playing in the kitchen today. And I looked around at my family. I said, they're not ready. They're not here for this. They haven't had the proper walk up to Slayer. You can't just Slayer. You don't just suddenly Slayer, you know. You need to be escorted. It's like, you know, you can't automatically Hunter Biden. You know, there's a whole lot of trauma and horrific abuse from your dad that has to lead to that before you get to Hunter Biden. So I wouldn't drop Slayer on just anybody. Children of the Dark. Sorry to say it if they're not ready now. No, they will never be ready. Cool Mo D, baby. I go to work. Cool Mo D. Were the Kia Soul Hamsters categorized as hip hop group? No. Kia Hamsters? No. That I don't even think that was a real commercial, was it? I thought that was like a fan thing. I'm reading my first Tyler Jones now. First Tyler Jones, Phil? Really? Heavy Oceans is great. I like it. It's not, I mean, his best, he's got better than Heavy Oceans, but Heavy Oceans is great. You see what I'm saying? I like Midas and Night of Long Knives better than Heavy Oceans, and I still loved Heavy Oceans. Because I hate saying, like, oh, he's got better stuff than that, even. Because it makes it sound like he doesn't have good stuff. Or that's not good, but I love Heavy Oceans. It's a good read. The new Stephen Graham Jones sounds great. That edition had the best cover. That Barnes & Noble edition has a sticker or printed circle saying it's a signed book. Ridiculous. Yeah, they are easy to peel off, though. And I'm going to get to that, too. There's a Black Crow version. War Pigs at 6 a.m. for me. Yes. You could also listen to the Faith No More cover, although I don't know that it adds a whole lot. Who did a cover of War Pigs recently that I thought was excellent? I know it's been covered many times, but somebody did a recent cover of War Pigs, and I thought it was amazing. I mean, how timely. Let's play War Pigs. Raining Blood, Discipline, or Disciple Slayer has so many awesome songs. Oh my God. I went to see them at the Aragon Brawl Room. That's this really cool venue, or used to be in Chicago, back when Chicago was Chicago. And I saw Slayer there. And, you know, I don't remember who opened, but somebody opened and they got off the stage and it was dark and, you know, the band setting up and everybody was chatting. You know, you get the crowd noise. And then all of a sudden you hear, doo, 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 doo. And everybody immediately shut the hell up. And then it was, and then the guitars kicked in and the place just went bonkers. That whole place erupted. Like, it was just, oh man. Somebody was crowd surfing. I don't know if they were crowd surfing because you don't really crowd surf at Slayer. The mosh pit ejected somebody up toward the stage. And there was the security guard who didn't just shove the person back into the crowd. He belted him in the face and the guy came back down into the crowd. And everybody cheered because that is how you Slayer. So you have to baby step up to the Slayer. You don't go from Nickelback to Slayer ever. You can't. It doesn't happen. but AC/DC, maybe, to Ozzy, to Iron Maiden, Metallica, Slayer. Like there's a path. And then you don't just end Slayer. You're Slayer for life. And you go to a Sophie B. Hawkins concert and somebody's going to yell Slayer. You go to any concert and there's somebody walking around yelling Slayer. I got the other signed train with the fancy edges. What's the company again? The Black Crow edition. Certain hip hop. Every Tyler Jones book is the best. Yeah, let me show you guys what's up. Every Gen Xer has a decade-old Slayer shirt. They still, mine wore out. Mine are no longer with me. Go see Ozzy. Got to see Ozzy do War Pigs in person at Red Rocks in Colorado. That's amazing. I'm in the middle of the Night of Long Knives right now, and it's so good. Perry Mason is my favorite Ozzy song. Mama, I'm Coming Home is a close second. I just listened to Diary of a Madman is one of my favorite Ozzy songs. Diary of a Madman. It's just phenomenal. Love that song. All right, well, let's talk books. You want to talk? I mean, Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. was going to scream about it in a minute, so I might as well do it now. You guys want to talk? So here's. Oh, did it disappear? Okay. So, yeah, you guys got a Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Love that. Mob Rules is also a great song with Dio at the helm of Black Sabbath. Slayer, along with Exodus, Testament, Anthrax, Creator, Thrash, has so many good bands. I could go on about that. I agree. But let's talk about Buffalo Hunter Hunter. Electric Funeral. Don't get me to karaoke. Nobody wants that. So this is the Buffalo Hunter Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones from the Black Crow. This is the Black Crow. I think they are connected in some way to Broken Binding, but it's only 21. Now here tonight, I'm going to go through some really affordable special editions. And I fully expect everybody to buy these. Whatever. I have no power here. But this is the Buffalo Hunter Hunter. It's got the sprayed edges that get all the kitties aflutter. So this is assigned and numbered, limited to 1,000, or as number one would say, 1,000. It's limited to 1,000. It's block spray top and bottom. But it's on the side here. What are you talking about? Is that what they mean? Digital edge? Is that digital edge along here? Let's look at it. Oh, well, that didn't help. That got smaller. That's stupid. So, top spray, top and bottom, but then they got a digital edge. Okay, so whatever. And then it has designed end papers. I'm assuming this is the end paper, which is cool. It's a royal hardback. And it's the first published. It's coming up. 21 pounds. And with the conversion rate right now, it's pretty affordable. This is less than $30. It is like $27 or $28 maybe, not including shipping. But this is inexpensive and it is special. And the premise sounds cool. It's a historical horror in the American West in 1912, following a Lutheran priest who transcribes the life of a vampire who haunts the fields in the Blackfeet Reservation looking for justice. Perfect for fans of Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. And Interview with the Vampire. Well, I wish I had seen that earlier. Anyway. Again, this is a problem for me because I've never read Stephen Graham Jones, and I have way too many signed Stephen Graham Jones editions. 3 of them were gifted to me, though, so I can't say I have the same problem. I've bought my Grady Hendrix editions, but this one. So anyway, it's a special edition, and it's cheap, right? So it's like right where I live right now, What have you guys said? What have you guys said? Black Sabbath, all girl cover band. That's pretty cool. Einar, that book is an amazing ride. Wish I could read it for the first time again. What book were you talking about? Oh, Night of Long Knives. Yeah, it's amazing. Did you say you were doing karaoke night at Jeff Con? I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. Oh, I'm gonna have the mic there. Maybe, I don't know. We could do it. I'll probably get kicked out, but I'm going Wednesday to see if I can finally get this venue, and if I can't, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably cry. I shouldn't say that. Men aren't supposed to say that. It's Digital Edge, Jeff. Has a print on the side. Yes, I think that's what I was picking up there. As someone that has read and gets Stephen Graham Jones's Cadence, I'm looking forward to this one. Well, I say print, but I mean a picture sprayed or printed on page edges. Yeah. Digital edge means that the side edge paper have an image printed on it. Yeah. Send JP Wednesday. Oh, producer Jill on Wednesday. She would go. Maybe I will. I'll tell her to go. She'll get it done. Okay, so you want to look at another cheap PJ? She'll get it done, and they'll probably pay me to be there. They'll say, "Sorry, we didn't realize who you were. Will you take $500 to have your event here?" I'll say, "Make it 1,000. We got a deal." And they'll say, "Shut up. We were talking to PJ." So here we go. Let's look at this one. This is also an inexpensive book, and it is from Waterstones. Sean Russell told me about this one, that bastard. We're going to do that in a minute. I'm working up to it because we got 2 third rules to talk about. So this is the Devils. It's a signed exclusive edition for 25 pounds. So it's a little more than the Buffalo Hunter. And it is coming from the UK. But Einar, this might be your sweet deal. It's Joe Abercrombie. And it has got sprayed edges. See that? And these cool pieces of art. I think these are the end pages, right? End sheets, right? I think. Yes. Very cool. So it's an exclusive Waterstones edition, 25 pounds, limit to 1 per customer. Don't be crazy. Don't be greedy. Don't go for it. You'll cry reading every TJ book. That's part of the experience. Oh, shit, I'm getting this. Go get it, Michael. Good to see you. Yes, you're going to get this. TJ is the modern master of grief horror. Yeah, he is. Already bought the Abercrombie, Jeff. Well, Einar, you got the Buffalo Hunter to get because, again, that's from the UK. Black Crow is in the UK, so you're good on that. What a great book. Definitely my favorite Abercrombie. Really, William? Good to see you, by the way. I did not know that. I thought, is this a brand new book? I thought it was brand new. This is a pre-order. Did you get an advanced copy? I hope Curious King will eventually get to Devils. So, guys, tell me, is this an old book and reissued? Or is this... Because it seems like you guys... I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting. Arc, yes. Okay, so, yes, it's not... Fine, that's good. But, and then there's one other image here, and I don't know what this is. Oh, I think they said a reversible dust jacket. And I like the quote, "The worst monsters make the best allies." That sounds pretty badass. Yeah. Signed edition with exclusive foiled board sprayed edge and alternate cover colorway. I don't know what colorway is, but that's a cool cover. I mean, for 25 pounds, this is what I'm talking about. This is a sweet spot. You know what I mean? This is it. Now, for the real deal, this is the one I've been building up to. Because this, you got to get to the closing act. I don't know why it's still available. The third rule of time travel. This one's 27 pounds. It is About 40 pounds shipped, which is $49 shipped. And this is limited to 500, I believe. It doesn't say that here, but I thought I remembered seeing this somewhere. It is signed, block sprayed edges, the first edition, first printing. I will say it's the only first edition trade hardcover. So, I mean, to me, I know Philip wished there had been a hardcover edition with the paperbacks with this release. Orbit's like, we don't do it that way. This is how it's going to go. And it seems a lot of publishers are moving to paperback only. So it's not a lack of faith in the title. It's basically the way publishers are going. You know, lumber and paper costs went way up since the pandemic. And I think that's a big factor in, you know, they're trying to keep prices where they can move books, and that's the price we pay. But so this is hardcover, and damn, I mean, to me, it's like, yeah, it's a royal hardback, but man, it's, if there was a hardcover release with the regular trade, that wouldn't be as cool as it is. And this to me is awesome, because that third rule is a dust jacket. That's going to be a dust jacket art. So very cool, man. I'm so, and it's signed. You know, I mean, that's not nothing. This is very, very cool. Now, I was under the impression there were only about 100 or so left for the public pre-order, because this book went to the sci-fi subscribers of Broken Binding first. Then it went to the fantasy book club subscribers of Broken Binding the next day. And then the third day, it rose again as, but just for the public pre-order. And at the time, I got information from Too Many Books, plug for him, Sean Lynch, who said there were about 108 left, at least, meaning that, you know, 108 of the subscribers passed. They might have had a small amount. Let's just say they had 50 they were holding back for the public, whatever. So about 150. And then the last count, there were less than 70, about thereabouts. So I'm just surprised it's still available. I really am. And if you have not gotten one, I would get it. And if you have gotten one, I would get a second one. To me, this is going to be one where they discover the book. They're new to Fracassi from this book, because it's science fiction. He's kind of just poking his toe into this pool with this genre. And I think a lot of people will discover him, and they will be thrilled to have read this book. Then they'll be like, oh, I'd like a hardcover, you know, whatever. And this is only, again, $49 shipped, which is inexpensive for a limited book. And if it's 500, it's going to be hard to get a hold of. So I'm just saying, if you got one, I'd consider getting another one at this point, since you know what, here it is. On release day, you could be the better person and say, I'm only going to buy one to let other people get a shot at it. And I'm going to be, you know, this generous person. I'm going to step aside and let other people get a shot. They had their shot. Now it's over. Your nice guy thing is over too. So now you gobble them up. Now gobble them up. And if they're late to the party, it's not your fault. That's all I could say. Brand new book. Read the description. Sell me. I'm not going to. Are you talking about the Black Crow edition, or the Waterstones edition of the Devils? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sell by reading the description. There are still 74 of these left. 74. Wow, that is so stupid. I mean, it's still a great sale. Don't get me wrong. It was 500 copies on Friday. There's only 74 now. And they will go. I mean, it's like, I think here's the thing. Once it's published in a trade and people start talking about the book. Hey, I just read this book. It's awesome. And people go looking for it. They might stumble across this, find it, buy it. Also, when it lands, YouTubers are going to be showing it, talking about how awesome this book is. And then those people will be like, oh, those look cool. I like those sprayed edges. And I like hardcovers. And I like signatures. And they'll want a nicer edition than just the paperback that they took to the beach and ruined anyway. A bad case of FOMO had me waking up at 6 a.m. on Sunday to buy that Broken Binding edition. Yeah. I look forward to reading this. Just finished Boys in the Valley. Chef's Kiss. So much fun. Yes. That's what got me hooked on Philip Fracassi. And after reading that, I said, this guy's it. This guy's a real deal. And then I read a second book just to be sure. I'm like, okay, he's for real. Then a third one. I'm like, wow, he's even better than I thought. And then a fourth one and so on. And now it's like 2 shelves full and not looking back. I'm thrilled with all the Fracassi I have. Every single bit of it. It's sad that a lot of books are going to paperback only. They have become somewhat better quality as of late, but it's still not a proper book. I know. They throw French flaps on them. They make them real nice. They're a little larger, but yeah, it's still not the same. Not the same as a hardcover. I always prefer hardcovers, yeah. Good evening, Patty. Good to see you. Glad you can make it. I stayed up, watched the UFC fights that night, and was up anyway. You were up till 6, 7 in the morning? Wow. So I said, screw it, and stayed up all night. Finally went to sleep around 7 a.m. That's hilarious. You went to sleep knowing you had secured your Broken Bindings edition. It's good. Fantasia Press is also doing an edition of Third Rule of Time Travel. Yes, they are. With shipping, it cost me $52. Yeah. It's not bad for a limited signed edition. So, as Jeffrey Parker pointed out, this is the other one that is still available, and I will say, inexplicably, available. But this one has a slipcase. It has a different dust jacket art. It has Francois Vaillancourt art throughout. Oh, look at that. The plane crash. Plane crash at the beginning, folks. I'm not ruining anything. Then, oh, look at this. Damn. The Aloha mug. The Aloha mug. Somebody standing in a field. I'm not going to say anything. Look at this. The signature page. Philip Fracassi and Francois. Damn and awesome. Not wait to get this shelf. So, yes, it's 3 times the cost of the Broken Binding edition. So, not necessarily in everyone's price range, and that's okay. That's all right, you know what I'm saying? But it's still available. I'm just surprised. I thought, and this I will say is a larger print run than the Broken Bindings edition. It's 750 print run, but which is 50% more, whatever. I don't do math. Don't even right now. If you're even in your head quietly to yourself, don't do it. It available, but this is another one I think people will kick themselves for not getting. Seriously. Oh. Centipede released Tim's favorite book, Alas Babylon. Yes, that's on the docket. I'm going to talk about that too. So Combining edition of Third Rule had 500 and the Fantasia had 750. Wish it had been the other way around. Well, yes. I mean, I don't personally. Once I've secured my copies, I don't really care. I don't know. I don't want to say that. Print runs print runs affect I only care about print runs when it comes to the price point. So $150 might be a little bit high for a 750 print run, but not it's to me not really. I don't think because Sun Tup books get to that price range and they've been 750. So no, no, now I'm thinking about it. No, it's not. So scratch that from the record. I'll go back and edit that out because I'm the Ministry of Information. And so yeah, I don't know. It's just but as far as like the broken binding edition going up to 750, now, yes, if Fantasia had done a 500 print run, that price would be sweeter for sure. Be like, ooh, it's only 500 and it's only 150. Those two things feel better to say, don't they? I hear what you're saying as a collector. But I will say, as somebody who has the broken binding edition coming to him, a smaller print run and a smaller price makes that a very sweet plum. But I will say I don't have confirmation that it's a 500 copy print run. I don't recall. I can't put my finger on where I read that. So I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. The art is awesome. Yes, it is. Pixelated. Oh, I was pixelated. Levidian is 150. Yes. Now Levidian, and I don't have that. I don't have a thing up there to share with you. But Levidian just did Mystery Walk, and their print run was 600, and they sold out. Wow, my hair. Was my hair doing all that while I was talking? Sometimes my hair likes to ruin the lives, but that's my voice or my hair. One of the two things are going to ruin the lives. Mitch. The only thing Mitch does better than Jeff Ward Stouts is this. Chapbooks. I read this. My first Brian Evenson. Oh, the way to Badodo Dee Da. That's a Pearl Jam lyric. Evenson. Brother's Keeper. Excellent story. Excellent story. I loved it. Very creepy, chilly, or cheapy, krilly. And really great stuff. And I think this just went live today, so you can buy this, the numbered edition. I think the lettered editions are all buttoned up, man. So I don't know what to tell you about that. This one, the lettered edition, is going to have that Mitch stitch up in there. He likes to put his Mitch stitch all the way up in it, and it's really good. It's a really great production. So this is the arc. So like I'm kind of like cool, I'm kind of cool right now with the arc, but I had to read it right away. Loved it. Very cool. I'm trying to find like the whole vibe, and I wonder if I don't know if this is typical of Brian Evenson stuff. It's very quiet and chilly and I don't want to say disorienting, but you do feel mental slippage when you get far enough. You're like, wow. Very short, awesome story. Very, like I said, if you saw my review, instead of a slow boil, it's a deep freeze. And by increments, it gets colder and colder until you get to that ending. Jeff, you need AT&T fiber. I don't know what I need. I need a lot of stuff. But yes, you're right. Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing the print run. I know some folks have been saying that, but I've never seen it. It's a terrible picture, Jeff. Bad pixelation. Really? Still? Is it still going? Lettered are sold out, but I've got some numbered left. Yes, numbered. I'm going to be getting those whenever he ships them. Is Jill? Is it still bad? Not for her. It's very Evenson. Huh? Is it? Why? Why does it get? Yeah, we would like producer Jill saying we would have fiber if they let us have fiber. We got the best, biggest we could get. Yeah. So we're working on it. Max headroom. Is the audio okay? Am I going through a tunnel? Sucks, man. That sucks. I missed the mystery walk pre-order. I seriously need to sign up for Brian James Freeman's Patreon. Yes. Yeah. I think that it's sold out with a quickness, but Brian James Freeman also has standing orders with other retailers. And so a lot of his stuff went to Patreon members. A lot of stuff went to those pre-sales. And then a lot of stuff went to his binders or his dealers. So when he did do the public pre-order, it sold out like immediately. I was hoping CD would have some copies of Mystery Walk so I could spend my store credit. They still might. Picture cleared up as well. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad it did. Because I don't know, I was going to try something, shutting the camera off and turning it back on. I don't know. That would be weird, though. That'd be a weird thing to do. But if it gets bad, I don't know what we'll do. We're coming up in an hour. Mitch, I sent you an email in the chain we already had from last month, some time ago, Mitch. I hope you have seen it. Einar wants some shit, man. He wants that good stuff. He wants you to send him that good stuff. So I was super blown away. And I will say that because I had no expectations, right? Although Paul Miller did Altman's Tongue, and that is coming to me as well. So I do have some sort of expectation based on people I respect, like Brian Evenson. So therefore, there's that secondhand endorsement. But reading it's a whole different thing because you guys could be totally wrong about like some people, like Bentley Little, and then I'm never going to see eye to eye on that. But that's okay. It's okay. It's everybody's different opinion. But I was thrilled. So I had almost no expectations, and the story was smart and chilling. Very great stuff. I checked around at most of the Lividian resellers, and they are out. I'll double check, Einar. Mitch says. So I'm just relaying that to you, Einar. I will say, Subpress sometimes doesn't like they have their copies and they just don't go public with them right away. But I thought they did maybe. I just don't remember seeing it. CD might have some. I don't know why that one would sell out so fast. It kind of surprised me. And that's the thing. I totally expected Third Rule to sell out at Fantasia and Broken Bindings, definitely. I expected it to just zip out. And it didn't. And here we have Mystery Walk, which zipped out. And I'm like, oh, that might last a couple of days or whatever. But I guess I do not know. Jeff, did you read Philip's introduction yet? No, I didn't. I'm reading Little Heaven. I took a break to read that. I know it sounded bad. I understand how pathetic that sounds. I have the most recent trade paperback of Mystery Walk from Pocket Books. They must have used the same typeface as the mass markets The font is tiny and left huge margins. So weird. Oh, that is weird. I have a first edition, second printing signed of Mystery Walk that I've not read. I didn't read it when I don't think I read it a long time ago. I doubt it. I mean, I'm not saying Robert McCammon doesn't deserve a quick sellout. Don't get it twisted. Totally think it it deserved it. Just with the speed of it was a little surprising. Altman's Tongue is even more minimal stylistically, but it's an incredible collection. The story notes at the end were so awesome too. Nice. So, yes. Oh, just checking. I thought you were a Fracassi fan. Guess I should have assumed. Yes, I am. I am a diehard Fracassi fan. I should read it. I also want to read the Malfi intro. In Long Knives, people talk about that. So I will read it. I will read it. I can't imagine it will affect my 5-star rating though. It's not going to diminish and I can't add. So it stays at 5 stars. But speaking of Robert McCammon, have you all seen this? Oh, sweet baby biscuits. Have you seen this? I did a video on it. I just haven't edited it or uploaded it. In the video, I also don't talk about the two-tone slipcase, which I dig. But oh my God, is this thing gorgeous? This is a numbered edition in classic edition clothing. And I just loving every single thing about this book. I love. And yes, it's better than the sub press edition, which I own. It's bigger. The sub press edition is bigger, but so what? So I have to edit. Funny thing is, I did the unboxing video and my mic cut out. I did a 15-minute video and the mic cut out after a minute. And so I had to reshoot my unboxing video, which was a big pain in the ass, but so what? Look at that. Look at the boards. Just a beautiful book. I am so glad I was able to get this. I know it's sold out, and I know people are asking a lot of money for it on the secondary. So, yeah, good luck scoring one, finding it. I don't know if there were a lot, actually, because I went looking to see what the prices were doing, and I don't think I saw too many. Yes. So anyway, that to me, I just had to share it because it's sitting right there, and I don't think I can not pick it up when it was in my peripheral, and so it's going to happen. Oh my God. Woo! Amazing. That it is nice. It is a super awesome book. I'm so envious of that Swan Song. Yes. I would be if I did not have it and I had been seeing it, and I'd be very mad, actually. I'd be very upset. I'd be furious. I would actually get in a time machine and beat the shit out of myself in the past. I would do it. It'd be easy because I know who I am. It'd be easy. See, you should send those arcs to someone who would read all the stuff. Way to go, Mike. That is opportunistic and beautiful. That is winning, Mike. You got to get in. You got to find your opponent's weakness and say, see, boom. He didn't read the intro. I will read the intro. I also have access to every social media platform that Jeff does. And I have credibility that Jeff doesn't have. Boom. And there go the arcs. They used to come here. They'll go there. Well done. That is 5D chess. That's a good point. See, you got Mitch stroking his little baby chin, which will never see facial hair for at least another 15 years. Mitch, when he does this, there is nothing there but little baby skin. You make a good point, he says in his little squeaky voice. When I opened my swan song, even Stephanie was in awe of it. She even wanted to hold it and look through it. Did you let her, though? That's the thing. Because I noticed how you wrote that. She even wanted to. You didn't even say she even demanded to hold it and I let her hold it. Like she even wanted to. Not that she did, so that's good. I waited years for this SS. Yes. I waited years for it too. And again, I had the sub press edition. I was and am happy with that. I'm glad I bought it. And if you watch my unboxing video, you'll see how I point out that this edition is green and it speaks to the hope and the rebirth after calamity. Whereas Swan Song from Sub Press is gray and ashen, and it stays in that moment of destruction. So thematically, I like the direction Suntop went, because you read this book and it's about devastation and horror at the beginning, and terror and horrible things that happen throughout. But it's always the striving for better and rebirth. That's what humanity's all about. The striving in this, I mean, humanity on its best day, you know. That Swan Song goes for about $350 on eBay currently. Boys Life also. Suntup's Boys Life gets a lot of money. Hello, Russell. Good to see you. Good to see you. How's Rolled Oats? Is he biting anyone? He bite anyone lately? Russell's got an attack bunny, and I'm not even exaggerating. And I'm somebody who is given to hyperbole frequently. And I'm not exaggerating. He is an attack bunny. Will tear your ass up. Tear your ass up. Well, I made her go wash her hands. She was allowed for full 5 minutes. That's very generous. He most definitely did. Oh, that's funny. That's what they are offering, but I haven't seen any sell yet. Oh, so they're asking $350, but they're not selling at $350. Interesting. I don't know what's up with my glasses. I don't know. I really don't know. Man, don't get old, Mitch. Mitch, stay 5 at tops. When you get to be 5 years old, just stop. It is pathetic to stagnate and not progress. But so what? Be pathetic and happy, you know? I have the Dark Harvest and the Subterranean editions of Swan Song. I just couldn't justify a third, no matter how nice and how much I regret. I like that you added that part, which is true. But you shouldn't regret. You have a full house, right? You have Dark Harvest, which I am jealous of. I would like to have the Dark Harvest to go with my sub press. I do regret not getting the lettered Subterranean press. I do, because I totally could have gotten it. Damn it, these glasses have something there, or I finally am dying. Something going on. That must be why Bad Moon is offering it for $348. It's funny. Search for Suntop Swan Song and then tick the sold checkbox. You have to scroll some ways to find them. But I saw at least 2. Interesting. Someone ran their fingers along the spines of my Ray Bradbury books. Big mistake. You know, that reminds me, are you like, it's Joe Piscopo's character from Johnny Dangerously. My mother ran her fingers along the spines of my Ray Bradbury books once. Only once. Meaning the person died upon doing so. There's actually been 3 that sold on eBay. One for $295, one for $348, and one for $400. Damn. One just sold for today for $295. Swan Song. ladies and gentlemen. And it didn't cost $2.95. I should have got two, I guess. But if I got two, I would have given one to my brother-in-law, who's a Robert McCammon fan now, instead of just tell him about it. Oh, Mitch. Oh, this is great beer, Mitch. And I only have one left in the fridge after this. So, God damn it. Yes, and Tim's favorite book. I don't know if any of you are interested in that, but it is where we at? Where we got this going here? It's the last. And here we are, Babylon, babbling on and on by Pat Frank. This is also about a nuclear winter America. It is signed by David Ho and Michael Furlong. 500 copies, and it's only $85. Is it still available? I'm going to refresh. Yeah, it's still available. I know Tim was very thrilled to get it. That made me curious, and I looked at it, and I'm like, sounds awesome. Sounds great. But I'm not sold. I don't have an expendable $85 laying around. But I am curious. Back in the day, I would have bought it. Like pre-pandemic, Jeff would have bought this. But now I'm just like, I did find it interesting. Do you see this name here? I'll highlight it if it'll highlight. Look at that name. Does that remind you of any? It was written in 1958, I guess. This almost describes the actual real life news cycle when Last Babylon was first published in 1959. Look at that name, Randolph Bragg. Does that remind you of any other name, perhaps? Like Randall Flagg with the two G's? Did this book have any inspiration for Stephen King? Because it's an apocalyptic America, right? The Cold War, and instead of the Soviets and missiles, Stephen King had biological warfare. And then Randall Flagg was where you first meet. I think that's, The Dark Man, that poem was relatively completely unknown. And so nobody knew Randall Flagg. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. So I was just wondering if he had any sort of connection. Brewing a fresh batch of Jeffward Stout on Wednesday. That's how I say Wednesday. Wednesday. I ordered a Last Babylon. It's a good one, though I wish they'd done another post-apocalyptic classic, Earth Abides. I would be curious about that because I would think it was a Big Lebowski connection. The Dude Abides, Hey, all, I'm late, but wanted to say happy Monday. Hey, Philip, good to see you. I'll take 3. Look at that. Hitting up them Jeff Ward Stouts. I'm going to have to buy more. Philip, we were talking about Third Rule, both editions that are currently available. Everybody's stoked for them. And I told everybody, Philip, I said, if you bought one, buy another one. Because this is a FOMO title of the decade. There's going to be so much regret over passing on Third Rule, especially when they look back and they're like, oh, excuse me. Pardon me. When they look back and they're like, it was only 30 pounds or 27 pounds. They're going to look back. Everybody's going to be like, damn, I missed it. Why wasn't I aware? Why wasn't I told? And there's going to be so much regret. And you can't sell regret. I wonder why I didn't get a notification of that one. Swan Song? I see the $348 listing is Bad Moon. I would message Roy outside of eBay. You could probably get it cheaper. Well, especially if you cut off the eBay fees. He's going to make X number of dollars if he goes through eBay. And if you give him $1 more than that, you still save money and he still gets more. Buy them all. Buy that's well, you know what? I said you gave everybody a chance to buy the book. I told everybody about it. I gave them all a chance. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Go clean them out. And then boo-hoo, when that book is read and spread everywhere and everybody talks about it and they wonder where they can get a hardcover. Hey, anybody, can you get this in hardcover? Oh, yeah, you could have with sprayed edges and a signature, you doofus. That's kind of how dorks get revenge. Because I would never say I'm a nerd. I'm too stupid to be a nerd. I'm a dork. And we guffaw heartily. Noted. Swan Song was over 200. So $100 increase isn't absolutely terrible. No, it's not. Was it over 200? I don't remember what it was. Boys in the Valley paperback comes out tomorrow for those who like that sort of thing. I ordered mine with a signed bookplate from Underbrush. So I'm hoping I get it. Because I need it. I need Boys in the Valley paperback to go with my German Boys in the Valley, my Hungarian F volleyball, my UK paperback, my US hardcover, my US paperback, and no, that's the US paperback. Duh. I was thinking of the ARC. The 2 ARCs, because I got that gold and blue ARC. Oh, Philip prized possession in my collection. I don't know. Can I show it? Oh. This one. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. This isn't as valuable to me as the Beach Boys, the Earthling arc. But this was a more recent acquisition, and man, this is awesome. I was so thrilled to get this. So yes, what I'm saying is I need that paperback, and I'm getting it from Underbrush with the book plate. Now, I don't know, it's weird. Okay, I like getting the book plates. So I like going to get editions that have the book plates. And then I do like getting them direct signed. So I like getting them both ways. And I did list in my newsletter, I think, a number of places you can get directly signed trade editions of Third Rule. Philip has a couple of appearances. Books has the book plate, but Artifact and Mysterious Galaxy, those 2 places have events with Philip, and he is signing directly Third Rule books. Boom, 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 just like this. Boom, boom, boom. And so you can get them and it's where I'd rather go. I'd rather support local bookstores that host the authors, and then you get them direct signed. So, yeah. Yeah, $300 would be fine, and Roy will probably get close off of eBay. Yeah. Swan Song was $215. Okay. Anyone who doesn't read Boys in the Valley, I'm doing a read along. Anyone who hasn't read, yes, hit him up. Hit up JJ Dynamite. You will have copies at AuthorCon 5 also for sale. Of course he will. Will you stock the paperback yourself? Yes, a bunch. Yeah, I'm sure I will at some point. Sweet. Thumbs up. Everybody's happy. And you know why you go to a indie bookstore? Because Barnes & Noble can't ship a goddamn book. I'm here to tell you, do not buy from Barnes & Noble. Even though they do exclusive editions and they do signed editions, do not buy from Barnes & Noble unless you go there and you get inside and you buy their books directly off the shelf, because they don't know how to ship goddamn books. And my dust jacket came all dinged. It really pisses me off. And yeah, I am holding another Grady Hendrix book. This is not funny. It's not funny that I have another Grady Hendrix book in my hand. I realized I was still sharing my screen. I don't know. I don't know. I have this. We could blame Tim from It's Terrific, maybe. We could. But it also it's not expensive. I mean, it's a trade hardcover, so it's not expensive. But shelf space being what it is, I don't know, Jeff. I don't know. I don't know how to do it anymore with you. You know, kind of at my end, Jeff. You're still small. I know I am small. I'm small, but I'm also petty. I'm small in like every way you could say I'm small. Yeah, I don't buy from the big stores. Barnes and Noble, Bam, they all ship for shit. Yeah. They do. And it's like that's even Amazon. That's how they started. They started by shipping books. And they can't ship books. I've had trouble getting stuff from Waterstones. Seems to always be dented. They ship in the wraparound cardboard instead of a box. Yeah, Waterstones. We were just talking about Waterstones. They're doing the Devils signed special edition sprayed edges of Joe Abercrombie's book for 25 pounds or whatever. The principle of a bookstore not properly shipping, right? Amazon is the worst. Yeah, it's crazy. It's that's your bread and butter. And you're like, it doesn't take a whole lot to protect the book. It's not super difficult to do. Waterstones have so much fun editions, but indeed their shipping is shit. I usually avoid them. Damn it. I think Customs opened my last Waterstone shipment. Wow. Why would they? Don't they know who Waterstones are? Gonna look at that. That would have saddened me if I didn't have all this other stout to go. What else do I have to talk about? I feel like I'm hitting on all the stuff. Philip, you recommended a book that the way you recommended this book, Philip, I have to get it. I took a screen grab of your image, or I saved the image, or whatever the hell I did to commemorate the book. But let me pull it up. Yes, it was Stoner by John Williams, and it looks like it has it looks like it's a Penguin classic. I don't know. Is it new? Stoner by John Williams. Is that a new book or is that an old book? But the way you talked about it, Stoner. Yeah, Stoner it was. Just saw an email from Midworld with Mystery Walk. Everybody, go over to Midworld. Super old book. Okay, that's what I thought. Because the cover looks old. It looks like, why would they put the introduction real big? Like this introduction matters because they're trying to draw new attention to an old title. But the way you talked about it, I got to read it. So that's on my TBR now, and it's up there pretty high. I don't appreciate that, Philip, because I have a substantial TBR, and you just said no. This guy goes right to the VIP lounge. Found a new life with the recent reissue, but it's dark and brilliantly written. Damn it! You already sold it, Philip. I already got it. I mean, I didn't buy it, but I got to get it. Craig DeLuly's latest looks very intriguing. Let me know how it is, Philip. Just saw that as well. So yeah, Midworld. Let me see. I mean, I could maybe walk you through it. I don't know, because I also get emails. And what did Midworld send? Here we are. Oh my God. I thought I ended the stream. Okay. So here we go. Are you seeing this? Oh no, you're not. You're not seeing it. New from Levidian Publications. Mystery Walk by Robert McCammon. Here it is. Our friends at Levidian are pleased to announce they're signed, numbered, yada, yada, yada. You know, special features. You don't even care because you're going to get it anyway if you haven't gotten it. So if you missed out, this is Midworld. Midworld here. Mystery Walk. Praise. Do you need the praise? And then you got Shadow. So will it take you there? Okay. So it won't take you there. I've got to stop sharing and then reshare. All right. So if you go to Midworld Press's site, it's there. Only 14 left, people. Only 14 left in stock. Mystery Walk, $150. Here it is. 15, 14. Look at it. Only 14 left in stock. Are you guys over there right now? Let me see. I'll refresh. Let's see. Still 14 left in stock. All right. If you didn't get it and you're like really pissed off, see, I vowed to make everybody spend money. That was my vow before I even flicked on the camera. Jeff, I said, Jeff, because you got to talk to yourself in third person. That's a trick. It's a presentation trick when you're going to present. If you want to pump yourself up, you got to talk to yourself in third person because the brain believes other people that if you say I can do it, if you talk to yourself in first person, your brain won't believe it because it knows you and it knows your line and you don't really believe it. But if you say you got this and you talk to yourself either in second person or third person, then your brain is tricked into thinking it's credible. So when I got up there, I'm like, Jeff, you have got to make them spend money tonight. Spend all the money. That's all. That's it. So get over to Midworld if you missed out. I don't know what to say. I mean, other than that, you should want that book. Looks like the only LPL will be getting the rest of 25 is the next Carson book, unless he drops a surprise Hill or McCammon on me. I think Stephen Wayne Elson Jr. I think you're probably going to get another surprise McCammon from LP. But right, I hear what you're saying. He did a list of his new titles. There was a Scott Carson in there. There was a Justin Cronin, the Ferryman. He's the guy who wrote the Passage trilogy. So he's in there. You got some stuff. And yeah. So it's stuff I don't want. So it's like the Ferryman, the Scott Carson, the Carrie Legacy. What else was in there? Oh, 2 Bentley Littles. I'm hoping that everybody, I'm hoping Levidian sells out and does really well with every single title, but I literally have no interest in those titles. But that's just me. So like, I am looking forward to any surprise McCammons he may or may not have coming this year. And I have no insider information, really. $25 discount was great. Yeah. I feel like there'll be cheaper copies in the second market for Mystery Walk. It seems like a lot of people FOMO on it. Maybe. I don't know. It does seem weird to me. Only got a few Earthling titles on the docket, maybe 10 Centipede when it's all said and done for 2025. So what are the Earthling titles on the docket that you're gunning for? I know there's probably at least one more because I got Altman's Tongue, Nine Long Knives, Serafina recently. These are all recent purchases. Come With Me. Little Heaven was a wonderful thing. So what else, though? I think he's got one other title that I heard be doing. Nosferatu. I probably have to get if he does that. We still have a couple more FRACASSI coming out in 25. Yeah, we have Definitely Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre, which is just an awesome book. But deluxe versions, I think, is what we're kind of talking about. Trade editions, yeah, of course. Of course. We just got horns. I'm thinking 26 for that one and maybe Christmas pre-sale. The Mallerman and another TJ, I think. Really? Yeah, the Mallerman. I forgot about that. Oh man. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Got to get it. I mean, I did my newsletter saying that all the books I really wanted for 25 already happened. So another Tyler Jones. um, he's great, man. He's great. Kicks ass. So does Phil Fracassi. You know that. You know that. What else was I going to share with you? We did that. That. Oh yes. Oh, we talked about Rapture. I talked about that. Being an idiot. We talked about Buffalo Hunter. Um, I just proved you wrong. I hope so. Then I'm done. The fireman was terrible. I proved you wrong. It was easy. Yes, it's easy. It's like punching a tree. It's easy, but you'll get no pleasure from it. Mallerman announced it a year ago on a podcast that last year. I don't know if that was supposed to be known publicly already. Well, if he said it on a podcast last year, I mean, it's fair game. Oh, Mitch. Ah, great stuff, Mitch. Seriously. What else? So, oh yeah. So if anybody's interested, I shared with you a copy of Grady Hendrix's Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. There is a signed edition on Mysterious Bookshop right here. The Mysterious Bookshop. If they're the signed editions of Wayward Girls, Wayward Witches, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. The signed editions are all gobbled up everywhere, but they linger here. So if you fun note, I used to work with. She's a great person, and when I worked with her, she was writing her first book published. She does historical fiction. I've never enough, but she's a great person. And I'd love to see people support her. I know, practice what you preach. I should buy it. Autograph copy because this is signed. And she's super smart, super talented, great person too. So that's a plug for that. I was just scrolling through and I saw she did another book. She had a book a tip for the hangman. But I thought that was her second book. I thought she did something else. I thought this was her third, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. But she does historical fiction, and she's a brilliant person. So highly. Okay. What else do we have to talk about? What are you guys saying? I'm gonna pull this over here so I don't have to lean over. I watched that on the replay once. It wasn't a good look. It doesn't get more public than a podcast. You're right. So we need to know what the title was. Was it Carpenter's Farm? Wonder if Senseless by Malfi will get a broken binding release. The last one sold out, and they seem to keep re-up their authors. Yeah, the Narrows limited to 300 copies. Where is my copy? I don't know where I put my copy. Oh, yes. So here it is. The broken binding edition of the Narrows. And it is very nice. Very nice. Sprayed edges all around. Sprayed edges. And does it say limited to 300? I don't remember, but it said it on the website. But it's got a nice little signature page. Boom. There you go. Broken binding. That's all. Very, Very classy, signed, limited edition, limited to 300. So very classy. And it didn't sell out very quickly or immediately. And they did 300. So um hmm. So knowing that the broken binding third rule has 74 copies left after 3 days means that would have already sold out if it was a 300 copy print run. But the Narrows was available for a little bit. I was lucky enough to grab one, and I recommend everybody subscribe to the newsletter so you could see what Broken Binding is doing. Although I don't think I got a newsletter on third rule. So who knows? It's goofy, whatever. I'm just got my ear to the ground. I'm listening for things. Let me see. What do we got? A little off topic, but a plane owned by Motley Crue singer Vince Neil crashed into a parked jet at Scottsdale Airport, leaving one person dead and 4 injured. About 15 minutes for me, so there's been a lot of buzz in the area around it. Oh my God. That is horrible. So many plane crashes lately. I mean, it's really insane. Wow. God, I'm sorry to hear that. One person dead, and oh, that's sick. I mean, that's sad. That's sick. It's sad. Well, I'll have to look that up once I get off. I think I need to stop thinking so much about Robert McCammon. I keep missing the signed editions and haven't really read that much outside of the Corbett books. I have enough authors I follow and need to buy. Yeah, so that is, you got to stick with those. You only have so much attention. That is why I like these cheaper limited editions. This was 18 pounds. That's all that this cost. And I like that, because I'm all about reading and about the story. And I do love the Suntop treatments that go all in and go boom, just like fireworks. But for me, it's about the story and this signature, and I like getting it special. But I also just like the books. I mean, I remember looking forward to every Stephen King release. Just getting the trade edition was a treat. Gonna get a hardcover. That was a treat. Buy that Adrian McKinty and buy that Adrian McKinty and Robert Craze. Oh, you're telling me? Oh, was that on the thing? We need more Malfi limited editions deluxes. Unknown if Neil was on a plane or his condition. Damn. What's up, Scully? Good to see you. Scully is the voice of YouTube. Wow. I'm reading ahead the comments. I'm like, damn. He was not on board. Geez, I know, right? I wonder what could have changed in the last 3 weeks. Thanks, Jeff. I picked up that Grady Hendrix. Oh, cool. I'm glad I could help out. See, I'm spending people's money. Every time I spend someone's money, I get poorer. Apparently Vince Neil's plane hit Vince Vaughn's planes. Damn. I mean, there's a joke in there somewhere, but it's not a funny one because you're talking about somebody died. So I'm going to show it just a modicum of class and shut up about it. And Vince wasn't on board. It's like Spy versus Spy of Vince's. Well, there you go. So Stephen Dwayne Allison Jones. Stephen Dwayne Allison Jones. Stephen Graham Allison Jones. See, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr., when you combine and you do all the names and Stephen Graham Jones does all the names, eventually you're going to get the chocolate into the peanut butter. Agreed. Stephen King's trade editions have always been reliably nice. I look forward to buying each one still. They've gotten diminishing returns. The fairy tale was a bad. I mean, it did have the art, so I shouldn't complain too much, but it's just not the same as it was back in the day. Um, Neither were invincible. Wow. You guys don't even mind going off on these jokes already. Jeff, are you trying to crack my aliases? Stephen Graham Jones, Dwayne Allison Jr. Um, Damn, I did not know. Can you send me some signed books? Oh, well, let me look at what else I have to talk about. Um, we talked about the Super Bowl. Oof. That's actually what I had written. Oof. The Fracassi broken binding release, but then we also talked about the Fantasia press release, and we also talked about all the stuff. Buffalo Hunter Hunter, Alas Babylon, yes, Mysterious Bookshop. We talked about Rapture, Brothers Keeper. We talked about, and then I did the show and tell Brothers Keeper, Swan Song. Oh yeah, Swan Song's getting a movie adaptation. So I've got to read it before that movie adaptation. And then Wayward Witches. I covered it all. There's really nothing else to talk about. It's not like anything going on in the world to talk. I can't find anywhere that Vince Vaughn's plane was involved. Well, if Philip said it happened, I believe it. It feels weird last year. I didn't have to go through the gauntlet to secure the next Stephen King title. Why? What changed? What do you huh? Have to go through the gauntlet? So you have a direct access to Stephen King now? Is that what you're saying? Oh, for PS Publishing. Okay. Did they announce the next Stephen King title? I didn't see that. But I didn't buy 11/22/63, so I'm off that train. I passed on that because I'm not a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Like I'm not somebody who will say a book is cringy and then scramble to buy it just because other people are scrambling to buy it. You know what I mean? It's like, what's your soul worth, Jeff? Probably not much. But yeah, good to see you, B-roll books. I didn't mean to not say hi. You showed up. I show up. That's the deal. That is the deal. And that's the deal for this week and next week when it is President's Day, apparently. I do not have off of work. If producer Jill's listening, I do not have off of work next week. That was already discussed at the office today. But I will be back here behind the microphone. And if you show up, I'll show up. And we'll talk about books. Enjoyed Fever House, reading the sequel now. Fever House. Not worth a P.S. King book. I like the P.S. books. I got the last one, Different Seasons. Different Seasons, Needful Things, Cujo, The Stand. The Stand was where I should have stopped. I mean, if I would have stopped at The Stand, I would have won because The Stand is my favorite book. And if CD doesn't do it, I'm going to just lose my shit. But they did it and it's going to be sent. I'm going to get it. So I haven't bought a Stephen King book in years. Doesn't have the same draw as the books from the 80s and early 90s. No, it doesn't. No, not if he's just writing Holly Gibney books. Holly Gibney. The boss has to pee later. Okay, so he's going to take out Loki. We're going to also leave the room now that he's gone. We could talk about him if you got anything to say about Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. right now or Stephen Graham Jones. Please do, because he just left and you could talk shit. But otherwise, I'm probably going to get going. All right, folks, have a great weekend and a great week. A great evening and a great week, which will include a weekend. So there'll be that in there somewhere. I promise you. Have a great week, everyone. And I don't have any more scotch to spill, so I can't do my toast with the skull glass. This is a skull glass with the scotch. So I'm just going to toast you all For everybody who is going through the storm, whatever storm you're going through, you are going to be better on the other side. Guaranteed. It's all the show I got. Have a great weekend. Have a great week, great night. Thank you, Philip, for stopping by. Thank you for everybody for stopping by. Go out and get those wonderful, affordable, beautiful, readable books.